about how to master your Instagram aesthetic and make it aesthetically pleasing. So, obviously, based off this cover, this is like my very first Instagram feed, and you guys could see this was not presentable in any which way. And this is my current feed. As you could see, it gives luxury, it gives money, and I'm going to show you how you can achieve this. So, let's start off with a common misconception, okay? So obviously, a lot of people think that you have to invest in a, you know, very expensive camera to make your content, your reel covers look luxurious, but that is not the case, guys. You could very much use your iPhone, and I'm going to show you here in this video. So I was taking tweezers that I had, and when you click on the camera itself, like when you tap on the screen, this box pops up and you want to go ahead and lower the exposure. This is what's going to make that dark luxurious look. So you guys saw it went from looking cheapy to now really, really nice. And I always like to just record videos of certain things that I'm going to use as a reel cover instead of taking pictures, because sometimes it's just easier to screenshot from a video than to just have 1,000 different pictures. So as you can see, I'm always changing the exposure, and that just gives it that crisp, clean vibe. And recording a video is going to give you a bunch of different options where you could screenshot a picture from the video to use as your reel cover. So something that's important, as you guys can see up here, it says HD. So you could either record in HD or 4K. So by tapping on this little HD button up here, you could switch it to 4K. And again, it's a preference thing if you're interested. You'll tap the screen, you'll reveal this little brightness square, and then you'll adjust the brightness. And obviously recording on a darker background is going to be better, but even if you do this on a white background, it's still going to look super, super pretty. And again, this is best for like product photos if you want to use them. Like if you're an esthetician, I would do this with, the creams that you guys use, the scrubs that you guys use. If you're a lash tech, I would do this with your tweezers, with your spoolies. If you're a waxer, your waxing sticks, your wax pots, even like a cute little picture with your waxing strips, There's a bunch of different options, but definitely record in order for you to get screenshots. Here's another example. Again, I'm just talking about what you could do to have a professional looking video. So as you guys could see here, again, I took my laptop, I just put a picture of a guide that I used to have, and then I just lowered the exposure, and you can see it made it look super luxurious. I recorded it as a video. So as you can see, I'm gonna screenshot that picture from the video in order to use that as my reel cover. So you see, this is what it looked like before. See, like people really think that you have to do something fancy. You even see like the fingerprint marks here, it looks pretty dirty. But the moment that you lower that exposure, it just does something to it, and it makes it look so, so beautiful. So that's why I say you don't need a fancy camera or fancy equipment. And you guys can actually see in the video, like my like moonlight was above. So don't even worry about like that glare, because once you lower the exposure, it gives it like that luxurious vibe. So I recommend doing something like this. Go on Canva, maybe write your business name, write appointments available, just write different things, book your appointments, your favorite esty, like really cute quotes or sayings that you could screenshot and use for your reel covers. So if you guys want to take a little look over here, place the object in front of a solid colored background. That's the best to get these types of results. And just take your time, guys. Take your time when recording content. As you can see, I literally left the phone on top of this for a hot minute, just like in that same position. I didn't do much movement, because the point is, see, like if I want to stop it really quick, I'll show you in a second. If I were to screenshot this, I'm just gonna stop the video and screen record it, right? I'll just screenshot it, not screen record it, screenshot it. So that's an easy way for you to make your own content and have reel covers without having to take like 1,000 different photos. So here's another example. Think outside the box when you guys are recording these videos to use as your reel covers. Try different angles aside from the typical overhead, and then just try different poses. So here, I used to have a product line. So here was a lash wash, the tweezers, and then the glue holder. As you guys could see, they looked pretty, banged up over here. But again, recording a video in HD, and I'm going to lower the brightness on a black background, and you see how it literally makes this stuff look so beautiful, so crisp, so clean, and it looks luxurious. So here's the video. I paused it. Obviously, when you pause it, it's not going to have this box or anything. This is just for me, for educational purposes. But this is a perfect screenshot right here, and this would be a perfect reel cover. So super, super easy. Play around with stuff, guys. I literally just arranged these 3 things randomly and just recorded it. But you guys can see like the different angles. I'm moving slow and just like pulling the camera a little bit back, a little bit closer, just to get those different angles. So here's a perfect example of how to not take a reel cover and how to take a reel cover. So the left side is the flash was used. Don't want to use flash. It's focusing too much on the background. Like obviously I did not have, I actually did this on my couch to show you guys. So it had like a lot of texture. This picture could have worked if I didn't use the flash and if I lowered the exposure. Okay. So the distracting background, the texture of the background just honestly takes away from the focus of the product itself. And then the right side is I used a video. So I just positioned the camera a lot closer, kind of angled the bottle, and then had a little lash brush on here. So you guys could see it's very intriguing. I know it's dark because dark is my aesthetic, but this will work with any aesthetic that you guys have. But you guys could see it looks luxurious. Like you could focus on what it is, a lash cleanser. It's giving a perfect vibe. And if you were to put this on your reel covers, it gives luxury, right? This is going to be the difference between a $50 lash tech and a $200 lash tech. And it's honestly this simple. The content that you make, that's it. All right. So if you are running out of content, or it's just a day where you're like, hey, I haven't taken any pictures, I haven't recorded any videos actually to screenshot the pictures from, there's different things that you guys can use. Now, I don't recommend Pinterest for every single reel cover that you use because we do want to be original, but there's nothing wrong with using Pinterest. I use Pinterest here and there. I mean, it's on my feed. So the best way is to go on Pinterest and you're going to type in your aesthetic. So I'll show you the aesthetic later on, but here, when I was still a lash tech, I put dark lash aesthetic. So you'll see it gives you a bunch of different options. So you'll see all these different pictures pop up, right? So I like this one, so I'm just gonna literally take a screenshot of it. And that's all I do, guys. I screenshot everything. This one, screenshot. And these are all easily, like you could duplicate these. You could make them your own, you know? You could make them yourself. You could line up your products. So you could use Pinterest for the pictures, but also for the inspo. So Pinterest is a really good place to find reel cover photos. Google as well, but when you Google, make sure that the images are free and not copyrighted. Canva also has some free pictures, and Etsy. Etsy, you could buy some templates as well, but I like Pinterest because it's nice and free, and you could see like the more that you use Pinterest, it'll recommend other photos to you. So like these are a bunch of cute photos. And again, even if you just use this for inspo, like if you like this, you could recreate the photo itself. So don't feel like you have to be tied down to Pinterest, but it is a good resource. Okay, so this is what not to do. So I just made up this feed randomly, and I want to show you guys why. This is not cohesive at all, right? What cohesive means is it's like there's no structure, there's no branding to it. The reel covers don't flow. So obviously you see like that's a cute picture, that's a cute picture, and then like what's going on here, right? There's no brand aesthetic or association. So you cannot tell by looking at this what my brand colors are, like the vibe that I give, nothing. You can't tell, right? Absolutely not. There's no structure behind the covers. So I'm just posting without purpose, right? There's no strategy. There's nothing that makes it stand out. Now, if I'm a beauty business mentor and you came on my page and this is what you saw, I guarantee that you would not pay $3,000 for a mentorship if my page looked like this. And this is the mentality that you have to have as a service provider. Same vibe, right? This is your first impression. Your Instagram is your first impression. Your Instagram is also your business card, essentially. So it's like you have to structure it to look that way, right? You have to really put time and effort. If somebody is trusting to book you with their beauty services, then why would you not put time and effort into the first impression? None of this is eye-catching, and then the cover photos are not cropped correctly. And what I mean by that is like, if this is a lash set that I'm showing, you can't even see it. You see? Like it's very just doesn't work. So If your page looks like this, I'm gonna help you transform it. So how to choose your aesthetic. This is super important. And I'm going to show you a few of my mentees actually on here that I like to make mock photos for them just to like show you a different aspect on what you could do with your page, right? So the first thing you want to do is choose a pattern. Are you going to do client photo, product photo, treatment room photo? You know, you have to have some sort of structure behind it. Are you going to have a picture of you, an aesthetic picture from Pinterest, and a client photo? You know, you have to have structure behind it. It isn't just post randomly, like there's structure behind the aesthetic. You want to use at least 2 of your brand colors for your cover photos. So if the photo is not the color of your brand, add a colored filter on top. So for example, this is my good friend Mel. I just restructured her feed a little bit, right? So this looks beautiful, but let me pick out some details. For example, this picture right here is not really thought out, you know? The font is definitely not her brand font. This as well. You know, it's cute for the reel, but for the cover, it really does make a difference, even if it's just these 2, right? And even the structure, and I'm going to show you guys. Again, if you want to use fonts on your covers, keep the fonts cohesive. So obviously this is not cohesive. This is not cohesive. And even these two are. This is what I transformed it to, okay? So look at how aesthetically pleasing. So she's a lash tech. The only pictures here that would show me that you're a lash tech are like this one, maybe this one if you know what you were looking at, and this one. But everything else is kind of like, I don't know what you are, I don't know what you do. So here I highlighted, and these are all pictures that she already had on her page. I just arranged them better. So here's tweezers, right? Her brand colors are this nice, beautiful blue, like the blacks, the dark grays. Again, if you're going to do writing, look at how crisp and cohesive that looks. So again, that was on her page. She did not cover the actual model, which is perfect. This was such a cute pose. I moved this picture up here. So it's like product, client, maybe another product, client, Pinterest chair, who she is, more products, right? The little Chanel under eye things. Burnt out, need to be re-inspired. Again, the same fonts. We want to keep them cohesive. Another client photo, and then a Pinterest. So you guys kind of see, like, it flows a lot better than this over here. What you guys will also see is that I adjusted the colors on some of her pictures. So for example, this was giving too warm when her page was more like, you know, dark gray. You know, this face right here is more muted than this. This was way too bright for her aesthetic. So I just adjusted the settings on her picture to make it blend in more. So as you guys can see, now it's cohesive. There's not a picture that stands out more than the others. To be honest, I could have darkened this one a little bit, but you guys could kind of see the vibe, right? And it's small changes, but it really does make a difference. So next is one of my girls. She's a mentee, so you're probably gonna see this. So again, brand name, Smoking Lashes, right? That's her brand name. Her brand colors, from what we wanted it to be and what I saw, Smoking Lashes. So you think of smoky, it's like the whites, the grays, the blacks, or the ash gray. The career, what is she? She's a lash tech and a product supplier. So the left-hand side, you know, she did try her best to arrange these photos to make it look aesthetically pleasing, but it does look, you know, it does look busy. And although it shows the work, it doesn't show the price point that we're getting her to. So all I did was took some pictures. So as you see, this one is right here. I just adjusted. This one is right here. So I took photos from her page, and then I went on Pinterest, Smoking Lashes. That's your aesthetic. So I took some pictures of smoky, you know, some smoke over here. This is actually her brand photo, so she did a really good job. And this was already on her feed, so I just repurposed it and reused it. So as you can see, it's like the dark black with the white. It gives that aesthetic. It's more cohesive, and it shows off how beautiful her products are. So here's her tweezers, and here are her lash trays. And you guys can see it's very cohesive. And instead of having, you know, the bright colored skin, we just added a filter to it to make it look darker. So again, from here to here, even just being Instagram, you could tell that the price point is not going to be cheap, right? Because you're putting time and effort into your page. So let's show another one. So this was a previous mentee of mine that we transformed her feed as well. So her brand name is Luxor Beauty, which gives luxury, right? Her brand colors were black and gold. That is what she loved. And then her career, she is a PMU brow artist. So this was her feed before we started our mentorship. You could see on the left-hand side, beautiful work. She did amazing work, but literally you couldn't tell what it was. Again, look, this was like all cropped out. There was no aesthetic to it. You know, it was just pictures posted randomly. And that's what you want to avoid, right? Because when somebody comes on your page, if this is the first thing that they see and then you're trying to charge $600 for brows, they're not going to take you serious. Compared to this one, right here, I actually used it right here. And it's honestly about how you crop the photos as well, which we'll go over. But PMU brow artist, right? She wanted that high-end luxury clientele. So we have to make your page present that, right? Presentable. So again, colors black and gold. So we go based off of the high quality pictures that she had. And even if you don't, again, if you don't have a photo shoot, if you don't hire somebody professionally, this is all stuff that you could do off your iPhone. So showing her face, right? Building that personality, because over here you couldn't even tell who the brow artist was, right? And the point is we want to create that credibility between you and your audience. So here she is. We finally see her. Beautiful, stunning work. We wanted to highlight that so you obviously could see she does brows. The pigments that she had, right? Even though they're not black and gold, adding that filter on top, making it just a little bit darker, and the glove being black fits the aesthetic. She had such a cute little cup, so you wanted to highlight that. It had the gold and black. Her little needle thing. I don't know the name of this, guys, but the little needle, the tattooing machine, black and gold, same thing. This one, I wanted to show both brows on here so you could see them. Such a cute photo. Again, you guys can recreate this and do this yourself, just literally putting the pencil to her own eyebrow, and it's just giving such a cute vibe. She also did lip blush, you know, like you can't tell from over here that she does lip blush, so I wanted to highlight that as well. And then just another cute picture of just her products standing out. But as you can see, we definitely transformed it and made her look more luxurious and high-end, and it matches her, you know, her aesthetic and her brand name. All right, so on to the next. So this is a good friend of mine, Miss Elaine, and Elaine does tattoo camo and scar regeneration, so she's a PMU. So we were working together, and this was her before. Again, beautiful content. There's nothing wrong with the actual content, and sometimes nothing is wrong with the actual content. It's just about how you structure your page. So her vibe was a little different. She wanted it to look more artsy, and I said, okay. So I gave her two different options, right? She wanted very artistic, like a very artistic looking feed. She didn't need it to be exactly what her brand was, because she's down in Miami, so she wanted like that artsy vibe. So again, I took the content that she already had on her feed, and I went back and I changed it. So here it was more artsy, you know. I just arranged things a little bit differently. We incorporated these cute like art deco type pieces, and she came back and said, hey, I just want a little more skin showing on my page. And I'm like, perfect, let's go a different route, right? So here's what we transformed it to. So she definitely wanted more skin, and that's what she got, right? This picture was from Pinterest. This picture she already had. But you see how you can make like something like this look more artsy, right? Like look at how pretty that looks. Kept the same picture up there, kept with the nudes, the tans, the light creams, and the gray. Again, took this picture from Pinterest. It fit the vibe. This one she already had on there, which was her little ink pods. And then I added pictures that she already had, right? So I added this little scar picture here. This was also from Pinterest, but keeping it light and airy, right? This is beautiful. This was a picture she already had. See, it's like the same here. And I changed the color, so the background, instead of giving these like green vibes, it gave more of the gray vibes. And then we added another picture from Pinterest. You guys can see it looks way more cohesive. I actually ended up loving this more than the second option. And the fun part about this stuff is that you guys could literally play around with it to fit your vibe, right? There's like no wrong way when you focus on the aesthetic versus just posting to post, right? And again, simple changes. And all you have to do is see it in order to understand. So let's talk about presets a little bit. So what is a preset, right? So presets are collections of settings that affect the whole image, such as white balance, tone curves, saturations, sharpening, and noise reduction. So you could actually create presets like by yourself on your iPhone, right? So when you go to brightness, you could adjust the brightness, you could adjust the temperature, you could adjust everything, right, on your iPhone itself. So when choosing for your brand aesthetic, finding the corresponding presets are important, so your page always looks cohesive and the hues stay exactly the same. So there are a few apps that you can purchase. Some of them are free that'll automatically format all your photos to the specific preset of your choice. So some of those are Lightroom, VSCO, and Canva. Canva doesn't automatically do it, but you can add like a transparent filter over your photos that will always be the same. So here's just like a different example of presets. So it's the same exact photo, but you see the different vibe that it gives. So this one's like more clean, this one's more pink, this one's more green, this one is like more orangey tan, yellow, but it's the same exact picture. You guys could see the different vibe that it gives. So presets are really, really important. So here's like a mock feed to show you guys different presets, okay? So this is like a golden preset. Now this one doesn't need the filter itself to be gold. But this one is more like the stuff in the pictures. So for example, super, super pretty. This could be like an esthetician, right? So you could see like it's highlighting the little oils. Maybe she does lash lifts, or maybe she sells her own serum. Again, another serum photo, so cute. Some skin, rubbing it in. Maybe she's into crystals or just the aesthetic. A little face mask, and then a little incense. So my recommendation would be to add your own photos in here as well, right? So if you have clients, I would add like an up close of her skin, or you touching. This next one is like a pink tone preset. So if you're a girly girl and you're an esthetician or you sell products, look at how cute this is, right? So these are all pinks. Again, the pictures don't have to be the exact same pink, but it gives the overall vibe. Like, look at how pretty this is. So if this was somebody that sold beauty products, right, their logo would be right here, their logo would be right here, their logo would be right here. And this just shows the audience that you are paying attention to what you do, you are posting with a purpose, and I would definitely purchase product from somebody whose feed looked like that. Next is the pure white / bright and clean preset. Okay, so as you guys can see, the vibe is there, right? Another esthetician. Honestly, all three of these could be estheticians, just with different vibes. Again, most of these photos are from Pinterest, but if you are doing this yourself, like this one could be an actual photo of your client, like an esthetician that will charge damn near $275 for a facial, right? And you would not complain paying it, because it's like, wow, your feed is beautiful. And this one is like my favorite. You guys know, if you're watching this, my aesthetic is dark and I love it. I just feel like it's me, right? So you want your page to translate you as well. So here is the dark presets. Again, all these are from Pinterest, but if it was my page, they would be more of my photos. But just to give you guys like an idea of things that you could use. So you see the skin is tan, but it does not throw off the whole aesthetic of dark black and white. Okay, so I know a lot of people have this question too, right? Like, doesn't my cover photo need to show what the reel is about? To be honest, no, it does not, right? Because the point is, if you have a nice feed like this, people are going to be curious to see what the reel is about, okay? So not necessarily do you have to have your reel cover always match what's behind it. Again, this is your brand's first impression. It only takes 10 seconds for someone to decide if you're worth following and booking. 10 seconds, guys. So like, you have 10 seconds when somebody clicks on your page for them to decide, ooh, I like her page, or oh, I don't, okay? So many business owners fail to realize that no matter the specials you run or the work that you do, your brand aesthetic is key to convincing someone why they should book you. So here's a little example. Okay, so here's what my aesthetic used to look like. As you guys could see, you could tell that I was a lash tech, right? Like my lash trays, the lash washes, all that stuff. It's when I first started doing mentorship, so I wanted to include that on there. And let me just tell you guys, this picture right here, I literally printed out 3 pieces of paper that said the same thing, and I just aligned them, lowered the brightness, and recorded, and then I screenshotted. This as well, like I told you guys could make something on Canva, make it full screen, same method. Record the video, take a picture of it, okay? My neon light, same vibe. But this is layer 1, right? Your real covers. So it's like, oh, well, I want people to know what's behind it. It's like, okay, then they could click, right? So let's say this one says mentorship, but behind that real cover is a video of me collabing with another artist. This one shows the lash tray, and behind that is the treatment room setup. This one says retention killers, but behind it is my personal story, and so on. You see, point of view, day of life, client before and after, behind the scenes. Something that you could keep cohesive, like let's say right here, you could, if it's client before and after, then you could post a picture of your client here, right? An aesthetically pleasing photo of your client. That's something I recommend. Behind the scenes, if you're taking video and a screen recording of a screenshot of your room, then the cover photo could be of your room, right? But don't feel like you have to have your reel covers matching the actual reels. Okay, so this is important for pre-planning your feed, okay? So you want to open Canva and create a brand new design. You want to set up the size 1000 by 1666, okay? And this is going to open up a good size page, okay? Then you want to add 15 square photo frames, so the 3x5, okay? Just 15 little squares, just like this. Set it up on that page, okay? And this is how I do people's mock feeds, by the way. I'll do the same thing. And you can have all your content ready, stuff from Pinterest, stuff you've recorded, and you could pre-plan your feed, guys. Like, take the time. This is what I'm saying. Don't rush your social media. Take the time to actually do this. So you could drag the photos, and you could see if that's how you like it arranged, okay? If you don't like it, if you're like, oh, this is a little much. Like, for example, I wouldn't put myself, because you see, like, I'm in black, but you do see my skin. I wouldn't put it right next to another picture where you also see my skin color, okay? So you guys could kind of see, like I did. These random objects, a picture of me. Random objects, picture of me. Random objects, picture of me, although it's my arm, my hands. Random objects, picture of me. This one I switched it up. 2 pictures of me and a random object in between. So you can see like the skin tone, the skin color is like sporadic on here, right? Still posted with a purpose, but it's not like, you know, skin color, skin color, skin color, skin color, me, random photos, skin color, skin color, skin color. You get what I'm saying? So it's very thought out and cohesive. Okay, so next is planning out your feed again. And the picture on the left-hand side is the feed that I showed you guys earlier. So you guys can see no structure, unorganized, no brand aesthetic. And then the right side is solid structure, organized, on brand, and posting with a purpose. So you can see what I am, you can see my brand colors, and it just gives that luxury vibe. It also shows people that I charge way more money on this side than I do on this side. Like, I want to put this into perspective for you guys so you could see what I mean, right? Because anybody could take a photo like the left-hand side, okay? But what is going to make it attracting to the eye when somebody comes on your page, right? So the main focus is the serum, okay? We don't care for this top finger or anything else that has to do with this picture, okay? So when you put it on the real cover, which, like I said, plan out your covers before you actually post them, all I did was I cropped it to literally show the serum on the finger, and that's it. So like from this to this makes a big difference. Same thing, original photo, right? So some of you guys might be like, oh, like here's the eye, here's the eyebrow. But if I'm focusing on the treatment that I'm doing, then the real cover should honestly just be what it is, right? It's just these elements, like half the lip, half the nose, a little bit of the finger, and the face drenched in this product just makes this look so luxurious. Like, what is this product that she has on her face? You know, it looks so good. It looks refreshing. Like, what is it? I want to click on the reel. Versus over here that, to be honest, her eyes are so beautiful that it's taking away the focus of the product itself. Okay, so this is like a perfect example. Here is another one. I know this one's blurry. I got it from Pinterest, but if it's you, it'll be high quality. So for example, a facial, right? Many people I see that they will post pictures like this, and it's like, okay, this is not bad, but I want to take it to the next level, right? So if I'm an esthetician and I want to show that I care for my clients and that their skin is my top priority, then I want them to feel that through the picture. So instead of doing this, I would zoom it into half of her face, and this moment right here is what I want to focus on. The touch that I give the client's face. Like this right here shows that you care. This right here shows that you're delicate. Like it just, I don't know, it just makes such a difference, right? Zooming it in, because remember all your other photos around it, like you're adding the color, and then the background, which is your brand color, might be like these nice crisp tan background, gray background. And then you're adding a little color with her nails, her little red nails, and then we're focusing like on the skin, right? Another one, if you're a lash tech, okay? I know a lot of people will take photos like this. Well, my main focus, I don't want the focus to be your hands, right? And again, we don't need to be all up in her nostrils or even showing the lips. So I would crop it, to be honest, to this little square right here, which I did, which now the main focus is literally the lashes, right? Like that's like the first thing I'm looking at because the tweezers are there, and this is what you want to see in the feed. Instead of having all this color going on, it's like literally just like the skin color, and then this little black in the back, her black nails, just elevates the experience. And if you are a nail tech, this is another perfect example. So I know a lot of nail techs, they'll use different things in the pictures, and it's like, that's cute and all, but this is very distracting, right? All this extra space here is super distracting, and we don't need that. So what are we going to focus on? This little square right here. And here's up close and personal of the nails. Now it looks so much more luxurious. I'm literally focused on just the nails. Don't even care about what's going on in the background versus over here. So it's small different changes that honestly just cropping a photo could do for you. So here's an example of something that I made in Canva, which was a PDF. It's a photo, okay? So Retention Killers, this was an ebook that I did back in the day. So I needed content. What I did was I took this photo from Canva, I put it on my laptop, literally just blew it up, didn't do anything with this, just blew it up with this, and then I printed out some pieces of paper, put it on my lash bed, put the laptop right on top, in the same method that I taught you guys earlier of lowering the brightness and the exposure. That's what I did, and this is what it came out to be on the feed. So it looks so crisp, so clean, and so professional. But it's really that simple, guys. There's no madness, no mad method to it. And then how to upload your reel covers. So I hope that you guys know that you can just upload the photos directly from your phone. Instagram will try to, let me show you guys here. So let's say this is the video that you upload, right? So it'll say edit cover. I always edit cover and I always preview. So I'm going to edit the cover. Okay. So I'm going to click on edit cover. You guys will see it'll pop up the actual video, right? So let's say this is a video of your before and after. So Instagram is going to automatically try to choose a section from your video to make as the reel cover. We don't want to do this, right? Because again, we want our reel covers to be planned out. So instead of choosing something from down here, we want to click on add from camera roll, which you'll see me do. So I'll click there, add from camera roll, and it's going to pull up your photos, okay? So you see, like this is a perfect example of what not to post, what not to post. So I think I'm going to choose this one. So make sure that the photo that you chose is showing up here. For some reason, sometimes Instagram will revert back to a photo from your cover, from your video, and you won't even realize it. So once I do this, all right, so here's the photo. And then I always go to profile grid. So you want to toggle over there. And I don't know if you guys know, but when you upload a photo, right, you can actually pull it up or down. So you'll see me do that. You could pull it up or down. So you could actually choose what part of the photo you want to use. So that's important, right? So you could have this vibe. You see where the color is showing above the lash tray? Or you could put it back to how I had it. And then you'll click share, and then it will automatically pop that up for you. Okay? So super, super important. So you don't want to use any clips from the actual reel itself. Once you choose the desired photo, make sure that it's popping up on the feed, okay? Nothing is worse than doing all this work and then uploading the reel to realize that Instagram reverted it back to something from the video, and it's like, oh my God. The good thing though is that you can always change your reel cover photos, which is why I tell people use as much reel covers, use as much reels as you can, because you could change the reel covers at any time, especially if you want to rebrand. It just makes it so much easier. The only thing that you can't do on these reel covers is change the position, right? So if you move the picture up and down like this, if you moved it and then you try to change the reel cover, it's gonna be off a little bit, okay? Like it's gonna show a different part of the new photo than what you originally anticipated because you moved the photo itself, okay? So you saw how I dragged this down. So this is like the top of the photo. If you were to replace this photo, then it's only gonna show the top of whatever new photo you are putting on there. So just be careful with that. So that's it, guys. The aesthetic part is super, super easy. I mean, if you need more help, you guys know that you can reach out to me. We could do a mock for you, but it's super, super easy. And I like to say easy because all you have to do is structure it according to how it needs to be, okay? Plan this out. Don't be cheap. Don't rush. Don't just post because you have to post. Honestly, having these strategies in your business are super, super important, and you don't want to rush through it, because this is how you organically bring in clientele. This is how people will justify paying $300 for your service versus $99 for your service, okay? This is what's going to make the difference on if you're used to dropping new client specials versus attracting people who are going to pay what you charge no matter what. So I hope you guys learned a little something from here. And again, if you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the community chat.